Hey there, garden fans. Happy Earth Day. I wanted to give you all a quick walk around the community allotment that I help manage for all the new subscribers. I actually help manage a local church community allotment. Those who have been following me for a while know that. But they've gotten the garden ready here for the spring. And, you know, on Earth Day, I just want to give you a walk around, show you what they got going on this year. This year it's going to be a lot of green beans, a lot of squash, zucchini, pumpkin. I see sunflower, tomato, basil, along with all the other perennial herbs that go with it. So it's been 2 weeks. The green beans are really popping up and looking good. They're interspersed with a lot of squash and zucchini and pumpkin, and I'm doing the best I can here to companion plant it while keeping it in a row and column traditional looking garden. Here they got 4 rows of corn, 1, 2, 3, 4, with squash, zucchini, and nasturtium on either end. I've thrown a lot of buckwheat in here and cover cropped at my home, just like with clover. Same thing I do at home. Here's a pumpkin with a couple nasturtium budded right up against it for companion planting. This guy seems to be doing really well too. I think he likes that. But just want to give you a quick walk around. They got quite a bit going on here. It's only 2 weeks in, but it seems to be thriving already. The green beans are actually pole beans and Blue Lake bush beans, so there's a nice mix. I've put buckwheat everywhere. I love buckwheat. I think it's a great companion plant. Here's some a little elderberry patch I've put in. They've been planted underneath with clover and buckwheat as well. So hopefully this big green lush patch will be how this all looks in just a couple of weeks. That elderberry patch was planted just a few weeks ago, so it's got a little bit more time on it than the rest of that. So that's the veggie garden, the annual veggie garden. This plot hasn't been planted out yet. They're going to do consecutive sowings every 2 weeks, so this is going to get tilled up and replanted here soon. Some of the perennials from last year are doing really well. Mountain mint is one of my favorites. I mean, with little to no water or irrigation, this mountain mint seems to be doing just fine and established itself very well and spreading. The yarrow is just the same way. I mean, we don't even water this side of the plot anymore. So they are well established. This guy right here looks like a giant fro. I mean, I love yarrow. So all the perennials, the lemon lime thyme, the bee balm here, all the perennials around the border seem to be doing really well. My side, my quarter of the plot, and the whole area is actually 40 yards by 20 yards. So it's about the quarter of the size of a football field. And I've got a quarter all to myself here to basically do what I want, and I'm trying to go for a perennial permaculture looking forest garden. So it's a work in progress. Around the borders I've got oregano and rosemary, and then oregano and rosemary, oregano, rosemary. So I got an herb border around the whole quarter of mine. My garlic is looking really good. Lots of strawberry looking really good. In fact, they're starting to come up right now, and they're throwing out runners. And what I'll do all year is help work these runners into the ground so that next year, that'll be next year's strawberry crop, basically. So I got a big patch of strawberries here. Along the border, we got lemon balm, garden sage, lemon balm. This is a pineapple sage, lemon balm, more pineapple sage, lemon balm. Here's a lemon verbena, lemon balm, all perennials, more garlic, and I got some chives in the middle of all this garlic patch. They're about ready to start flowering. More lemon balm, yarrow. Oh wow, look at these strawberries right here. These are ever-bearing too, so in the next month they should really be putting the fruit, and they'll bear probably until about July, and then they'll stop bearing once it gets too hot. I've got a blackberry, not just one, but I got quite a few blackberry. These are Arapaho and Navajo. I got 1, 2, a third one. There's about 4 here right now, with more coming along the way. More strawberry, more strawberry. Picking up at the herb border again, you know, garden sage, lemon balm, sage, little mint, lemon balm, lemon verbena, and then more rosemary and oregano on the back 9 here. So this has all been freshly planted probably a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. It seems like they've all gotten themselves established. Very little watering is done or irrigation is done. You can see the heavy leaf mulch that's over this. I'm planning on adding a lot more perennials to this bed this year. In fact, here's a couple of them. Right here, goji berry starts. So these starts are going to get in the ground shortly. There's 6 of them here. More perennials, and then, you know, the perennial herb border. So this whole quarter has basically been left to me to do what I want, and I'm going to do what I want this year. I'm going to be a little selfish, but the rest of the plot is a community plot. It's for the neighborhood. It's managed by the church. We all put in a little time and effort here. It's a group planned event, and the fruits of the labor here is actually just free. It's free for the neighborhood. So once we start getting squash and zucchini and green beans, you know, there's no way we're going to stop the whole neighborhood from coming and picking. So it's basically a free community allotment for all. Let me walk over here real quick and show you all the tomato starts that we got. And that'll be here are the tomato and basil starts done consecutively. So these guys were all done probably about 5 weeks ago. These guys were done 2 weeks later. It's a cherry gold mix and a big boy tomato mix. So we got some cherry gold yellows and some reds, and then a couple rows of basil. And these guys are going out here in the next week or so. But they do consecutive sowings just so that we can have a nice bunch of greens at a varied amount of time throughout the year. Hope you all enjoyed the tour. Happy Earth Day once again, guys. God bless.